What's up, Facebook? Welcome into the Marlowe Furniture Lounge here at CSN Mid-Atlantic. Glad to have Crystal Dunn and Allie Krieger, the Washington Spirit, with us. Huge week for you guys, getting ready to go down to Houston and the NWSL Championship game against the Western New York Flash. Sunday, going to be a great kind of day for women's soccer, I think, really kind of in the forefront. But before we talk about all that, let's talk about something way more important, and that is eyelashes. We have one, two, three, that have just incredibly strong eyelash game. But you guys were saying, like, there's a level that you can take it to on the field, and then for, like, cool events like the Georgetown...
Team USA Award.
Yes.
Yeah. We both had eyelashes on, and
fake
we usually just wear it for, like, events.
Yeah.
Where do you draw that line between mascara and fake?
Well, Kriegs has eyelashes for years, not days, for years.
I know.
So, like, sometimes, like, when she
real.
wants to, like, put on some extra, I'm like, okay, save those for me. Like, what are you doing? Like, you're being selfish right now. But no, your mascara game is, like, strong.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't really ever wear, only for, like, events.
Yeah,
But,
definitely.
Yeah, you can't really wear them in games because I'm afraid that if, like, I sweat so much that they're just gonna, like,
One will be like down here,
right? And I'm gonna be running around,
there.
it's gonna be like flapping in the wind.
So I was at one time. This is super random. I was at a wedding in Mexico, and my mom did them. Went to and they just glued them on, and it really is like to have somebody glue your eyes. Is strange. That's like not a comfortable thing.
No, but I mean, it makes you feel like more poppin', right?
Yes,
like
doing the most, but looking.
They're fun for a night out, and
right?
To switch it up a little bit.
All right, so let's talk about your night at the Maryland Soccerplex the other night. I was there. I got there a little bit late. I missed your goal.
You missed the goal.
I'm sorry, but
okay, we're done.
And
what a joke.
But I got Twitter has the Our Game magazine handle on Twitter.
Yeah,
they always put the goals pretty quick, so I was
Uh-huh.
immediately I saw the beauty of it. But it was a strange game, They get the equalizer with 10 to play, and it felt like for those last 10 minutes, man, you guys were like barely hanging on. There was a real tension, in the crowd. So what was it like, kind of in the end of that game, and then how do you switch it off for the extra time? Because the extra time didn't feel like the last 10 minutes. It felt like you guys had got momentum back somehow.
I think towards the end we were just like, all right, we just got to keep it safe. We got to be focused. We got to stay smart. And then, we kind of had to just reorganize a little bit in the short amount of time we had off the field to just kind of regroup, reorganize, and then be like, all right, guys, like, let's continue to play. Like, let's just like kick it forward and hope for the best. Like, let's continue to connect passes and just regroup a little bit. And I think that's what we discussed in those few minutes before we went out for the first 15 minutes.
The goal, I thought, was really high quality. Maybe not individually, but it was a really nice team goal. No, what a great way to kind of say goodbye to your fans with a nice build-up, and of course the referee helped you as well.
Yeah.
that was weird, right?
I can't. Yeah.
But sometimes those bounces go against you.
Yeah, I mean, it happens to us all the time.
I felt like there was a handball in the box. And they that she didn't call. And so I feel like there was a few things that maybe could have gone our way.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think she might have allowed that one, but it was great. I mean, you could tell that is what our team has been like all season.
Yeah, definitely.
Is everything involves the team, and there's no individual players that are just going to be selfish on the ball. Like we trust each other on the ball. We take care of the ball. We want to make each other look good, and I think that was a play that really defined us as a team and winning and successful as a successful group.
Obviously, it's good to be at home from a competitive standpoint, but when you look at, and I think we all think about this from whatever role we play, but growing the sport, having a home playoff game kind of like means something. It's almost maybe a reward to the fans for all that they give you throughout the year. So maybe not from the competitive standpoint, but just how nice was it, because you guys have been working and kind of almost at that place, but to finally get a home playoff game.
Yeah, I mean, I tell people all the time, there's a feeling of, oh my gosh, we're playing in front of our fans. Like, we've worked so hard and we deserve this. But I tell people all the time, it really comes down to just playing on a good field. You know what I mean? Talking to some of the Chicago girls, I was just like, they were all like, we just want to play on a nice field for our semifinal game. And I was like, yeah, come on over. Like, you know what I mean? So to me, I'm like, there's no real advantage. Like, it's everyone deserves to play on a good field. And that's what, we've been preaching for a couple of years, is like putting women's soccer on good playing fields, because it changes the way the game is played.
We deserve it.
Yeah.
Right. When you say good playing fields, it's not just, is it just grass versus turf, or is it actually, like, I know Maryland Soccerplex wins tons of awards for how good of a field
Yeah.
it is. But do you guys, in between grass and grass, do you say, this isn't up to our standard, and this is? Is there a delineation there?
Not many times. I don't think. I mean, the Houston's field is also.
Do you like
really,
Houston's field?
Yeah, I do.
I feel
some
hard.
of it is hard and
Right.
a bit sandy at times, but I think it's a really good stadium. The atmosphere, it's intimate. It's I think it's Bermuda grass that they have there, and I mean the ball just moves so quick, and when they put the water on it, it helps to quicken the pace of the game. So I think that I don't know if we're like that high maintenance where we're like, oh, this is like, I mean, if it were like super bumpy,
Sure.
that would be a joke. But you know that you're going into a stadium that also hosts an MLS team, that it's gonna be the most professional atmosphere, and that's I think what we're excited about. As long as it's grass and it's a decent playing field, then we're all good to go.
You guys genuinely hate turf.
Yeah, just the stuff that it does to your body, really.
Is that because it also makes the gameplay different?
Gameplay is different. I mean, there's times I literally can train on turf one day out of the week, and I feel significantly worse just because of that one day. And it's not even over
like joints.
It's joints, knees. I mean, obviously you're bound to get scrapes and bruises from sliding on grass, but sliding on turf is like
playing on cement.
I'm like, please don't let this ball go, right? I can't
right.
I can't. And I'm like,
because I've already down 7 layers of skin.
My skin is left on the field.
Oh yeah.
But I also think like the ball bounces so differently. You anticipate the ball to go on your foot, and it's like up in the air, and you're just like, okay, well, how am I supposed to deal with that?
I found that it makes games more like combative, just because the ball is naturally like in your hips, which is like an awkward place for a soccer player, right? It's like not at your feet. It's not at your chest. It's like in this weird middle zone, so you don't really have it. And then guys are kind of like, ladies in your case, are like crushing you,
bouncing around. So you're like dribbling with your shins.
I do that sometimes on grass or not.
You're actually really good at that. But yeah,
you get stuck in the turf too. I found a lot of people get caught in weird tackles because there's no give in turf. It's kind of like and then your joints are just locked up. So it changes a lot.
We got some good questions coming in here. Paulo Arce says it's your year to win the ship. Good luck. I saw you had the.
We're
going to the ship. We're going to the ship. It was a lively crowd at Maryland Soccer. They kind of got into that too. Marcy asks, been a season ticket holder in WSA and WPS leagues.
So
was a fan a long time. Your team this year embodies selfless play and chemistry. What was the difference between this year and the last 3? Or was it a continuation?
That's a good word.
I think it was.
It really is like, I think what has gotten us to the point now is just being with players we've been with for 2-3 years. And, it's not the same across the board in other teams. But like you said, it's a continuation. It's not like we changed something so drastically this year from last year. It's kind of like the selflessness has been just incredible this year.
And the chemistry, like, both on and off the field. But I also think we welcome in, like, new players and rookies, and we really get everybody on the same page at the very beginning and say, hey, this is, like, this is our team chemistry. This is, like, our ideal, like, goals and, needs and wants for the season, and you're either like on board or you're not. So this is us, like, come join us, like, and I think we just build that from the very beginning of the season in order to be as successful as we are towards the end.
One of the big changes though was your coach, Jim Guevara, who for women's soccer fans in DC, it's not a new name. He's kind of been around this area for a long time, but how much did he play in that chemistry, or maybe just in not changing too much? Because I think I remember it was preseason or maybe just after the season had started. He was talking to me and he was saying that our big goal was kind of to keep things similar in a way, kind of to keep that progress going. So you think a coach would come in and want to do his own thing, but maybe he didn't do that, and maybe that's what worked.
No, because I think the past 3 years we have gotten to the semifinal. Yeah. We just now have had to get over that hump. So you don't want to change things too often or too much, because then it could go the opposite way, and you don't want to take 2 steps backwards. So I think that he allowed us to be ourselves, and we make sure that as a team, no matter what, we stay on the same page together, and all fight as one, and have to buy into the plan and be responsive to what is asked of us.
Got a good one here from Faiduz Abdullah. Non-soccer. Favorite pregame song? Crystal, you first.
Oh, what a night.
That's like probably my
girls
show.
with me. Got my girls with me tonight.
It doesn't matter like
when the
part
beat
of
drops,
it.
it's just like
Yeah,
you're
when the beat
chilling,
drops.
and then all of a sudden you're just like, dun, dun,
And then
dun,
Chris just takes it to
dun,
another
Yeah,
level.
right? Like-
I don't know how she
Oh,
has
I
that
don't know.
energy when she goes on the face. I have to kind of like sit and like do my
Crazy
thing
like in
and
the
like.
zone with her beat.
With her
Yeah,
headphones, with the Krieger headphones.
And I go dance in front of her and I'm like, oh, what a night.
And then
Like,
I'm
you don't know
okay,
what's
She's
playing.
like,
okay,
yeah.
but she just gets the whole locker room up, and the energy is like unreal. So
During the Olympics, I remember you were like, "Oh, I have something special planned," but then your goal against Colombia came with the team down, so it was kind of a muted celebration. What did we miss?
I did the salsa. I tried to do some type of dance, but it kind of was just like not good. And rule number one, if you score a goal, you do the celebration right after. You know what I mean? Like I waited until I
You, like, ran
trotted
out.
back to like the halfway
Yes.
line, and then I was like, oh, hold up.
Yeah, you can't
I
forget.
was like, hold up, I just scored in the Olympics. Like,
Right.
what am I
Like,
doing right
what?
now? So
Right.
yeah, you know.
First Olympic goal. I could see you
Yeah,
weren't.
but
you know,
like you said, the team was down, and I was like, I'm not about to like, do the most.
Hype this up,
hype this
and
up. I was like, we need to get back to the line and do what we got to do again.
so kind of behind the scenes, we shoot video of like practices, and there's like no, we call it B-roll. There's no B-roll that exists that where you're like it'll be a practice where you're out hurt or something and you're still dancing.
Yeah.
There's literally no B-roll.
I think I have
No.
music built into my head. That's
I'm
what my
the same
parents say
way.
all the time.
Yep.
They're like, there's some type of music box that like never shut off.
But like when Crystal's not around, you're like, where is she?
Right.
Where is she?
It's like the
there's
room's kinda
something
dead.
missing.
The room's
Yeah,
kinda
and like
dead.
we just are so hyped whenever
Yeah.
she's like around, and everyone just has such great
I
energy and
try.
positivity. It's
I
great.
try. Our sport gets real crazy, and I always say this,
Yeah.
like, people are always like, why are you always dancing, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, there's so much pressure on us day to day. We always want to be at our best. We want to perform, all this and that. And, we get stressed. And I think for me, I've just always told myself, like, life's fun. Like, you got to make it fun and enjoy each day. And that's what I try to do with the girls every day.
Pretty good job if you can get it right. Like,
I think it's honestly helped
I
us
tried.
get to where we have been, or where we are now, and I think that just they'll never stop.
So Jordan asked, with both games going to extra time, both NWSL semifinals, do you think it helps, one, having more time off, or two, playing on grass for the semi?
Playing on grass.
Yeah.
Well, no, I
'Cause
think
you guys did
a
have
little
the
bit of
extra
both. A little bit of both. We had
day
2
and a
days.
half.
Day and a half. I mean, that's
gonna
stuff adds
play,
up. It
yeah.
adds up for
Yeah,
sure.
and especially because we didn't have to travel cross country,
Yeah.
so that also helps. Sorry, but we're not sorry about that.
Sorry.
So I think just, I don't know, taking care of our bodies, doing the proper recovery. But yeah, I think the 2 days off, but also, playing on grass, playing on a good field, and not having the, constant hard ground surface. And so a little bit of both.
All right, so this one's, I think, kind of aimed for you, Allie, but we can go both ways with it. Longtime WOSO supporter. Do you think that bringing the trophy back to Washington will help promote the spirit even more in the DC sports world? That's something,
That's crazy. Answer that.
Yeah, because I was like, where is our logo on this front door here?
I
So
know.
maybe if we win,
we
we're going to have to
work
put,
on that.
Yeah,
I'll talk to my managers, trust me.
Yeah, what is going on?
I mean, we have a women's team that's popping out here. And
I mean, we don't win much in this town, so you
Exactly.
guys
If we bring this back, like, we deserve this.
I know.
That's all I'm
we
saying.
should have a
Pitch that to your
parade.
boss.
We should have like all
I'm
the
working
stuff.
on it.
Pitch it to
NBC.
him.
I mean, this is going to be
My boss
amazing.
is a her.
Ooh,
Even better.
doing it. Word. Pitches
Word.
to her.
Yes.
There we go.
Absolutely. I think just bringing it back to DC, it's been since 2003. So obviously, I think Jim has had good luck here in the DC area. But, it would be so rewarding for us to see, especially how far we've come from day one in the first season in the NWSL, and to see us here now where we are and we're sitting. And like we always say, the team are sitting in first class. We just got to keep looking forward, and we don't want to go back. And I think we set ourselves up and put ourselves in a very, very good position, and would be all so excited to bring this championship back to DC, a place where we all call home, and really, really love to be a part of the city and this community and town. So that would be a dream come true.
Michelle wants to know, Allie, what is your goal celebration going to be?
Oh no!
A defender calling her goal celebration.
Oh,
Well, I mean,
gosh.
if I score, I get so excited.
You
because
do.
I'm like,
You're
oh
like
my
the
God.
classic.
You just start running, and I'm like, wait
and
a
I'm
minute,
like,
wait a
and I
minute,
start
wait a
running.
minute.
I just kind of do like a curved run, and I like pump my fist like this. I don't know. Maybe Chris and I can do like a dance.
Yeah,
just
well,
to
let's think of
celebrate,
something.
but
Yes, let's think of
I
something.
do. I have one move that I can pull out. Maybe
Oh,
if I
really?
score again, but I won't.
Just
Don't tell,
one.
don't tell, don't
Yeah,
tell.
I have to.
one.
No, I have like a couple, but
Okay.
this is probably my best one out of the top 5. So
Kate says, great goal the other night, Kriegs.
Thank
Lindsay
you.
says, best post-game stress reducer. What do you do immediately after a game? Or do you need to
sleep? No, I'm
Really?
just kidding. We never can sleep on good nights.
Yeah.
Literally, this is us at
I'm
6
up
a.m.
at like 2:30 and
yeah.
people are like
What,
sending
just
me
'cause
like
the
tweets. I'm like,
adrenaline
shoot, I gotta
up
go to
so
bed.
much?
Yeah, drinking so much like
Yeah.
energy drinks to like keep us going.
Adrenaline.
Yeah, adrenaline is going, and I mean, of course, like a game like Friday night,
Mhm.
it's like nobody's sleeping. Like everyone is
No.
just like, "Yo, the game though."
Did
Like,
you
Right.
that
guys
was
see
awesome.
that? Like, yeah,
And
we're
like you
just
said, retweeting stuff. Like, yeah.
Because all the madness, you go and you do autographs, and then you do, you meet your families,
Yeah.
and then you have to drive home, and then you finally get into bed, and you're just like, "Ugh, now I can like look at all,
Yeah.
just kind of see a recap of the game,
Right.
or like, answer to fans and supporters, and just say thank you to everyone. So
Mhm.
it's like by that time, it's like 2 a.m, and
Yeah.
we're like sitting there all
Twiddling
still
my thumbs,
hyped,
like-
yeah.
Did you guys? So I'm sure you did, but I'm wondering if you kind of did it as a team because I'm watching the Western New York Portland semifinal, which was awesome. I thought
Mhm.
the game was incredible. The broadcast, the crowd, like the broadcast did a really good job
Mhm.
capturing kind of the emotion of the stadium,
Mhm.
which was up and down. Like the people in
I mean,
Portland.
the game was up and down.
That
That's
was
why.
crazy,
Like,
right?
it was just
we were
wild.
like texting
I
each
was
other
just
in our
like,
group.
yo.
Or did you guys get together to watch or no?
No, it was
No.
like our second day off. Maybe what was it? Sunday.
Jen
We
Hildreth,
had-
who was doing the game, asked. She was like, "I wonder what the Spirit are doing."
I
Did
heard
you
that.
do
I was like,
Yeah.
no.
I mean,
like,
part of me was kind
We
of
need a
like, I don't
break.
even know if I can watch this game, but like I had my phone kind of like on it, and at the
Yeah.
same time I was like, I can't watch. I
No, I was watching.
You
I
don't.
was
You
just
don't like
oh
to
my God.
watch.
I do, but then like I know for me, I'm like my emotions. Like if you think the stands,
Right,
the crowd was
right.
like up down. Like I'm over here pacing back and forth. Like
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah, we were talking to our assistant coach today, Denise, and she was like, I think I was more nervous watching that
Yeah.
game than I was watching ours.
Yeah.
And in the last
Really?
15 minutes. Yeah, just because it's just like so much was going on, and I feel like Portland like was coming back and just chasing
Yeah.
the game the entire time, and I was just hoping that, I don't know, that it would, yeah, I guess end the way it did. I don't know. Because I thought Western New York played a tremendous game, and it
Yeah.
could have been a lot more in the
Yeah.
very beginning than it was.
Yeah.
So
They
I don't
were-
know, we
they
were just
doing
like-
their thing, yo.
yeah, and I guess we don't really care who we play. It's a matter of just making sure that we're all prepared and ready. But it still was that excitement.
So I want to get you guys in. They're going to do a segment with Brian Mitchell and Rob Carlin for Sports Talk Live, but a couple things because a lot of people are asking about the Flash.
Yeah.
So give us kind of the scouting report. You played them twice. I think you beat them pretty easily early on, and then there was the early September. You tied them at home. So just obviously, I think the first thing that jumps out is they can score goals. I mean,
Yeah.
they give them up a little bit too, but
Mhm.
they score a ton of goals.
Yeah, they have a lot of threats, and I think for us the main thing is knowing that they have a lot of players that are dangerous, and we have to be aware of everybody. It's not just oh, I'm doing my job. It's like everyone needs to be doing their job, and I think Paul's done a really good job with them this year and getting them together and kind of getting them to believe in his ideas, and I can just see that they play collectively. I think that they're kind of similar to us, and I think that they're kind of like rah rah rah. We're gonna ride this game out, and they're grinders.
I think they have like a tall presence as well, and they're really aggressive. And I
Oh, come on, soccer's built.
I'm gonna
Soccer's
lift
built.
up.
but soccer's
Please
not
just like lift me.
No, it's not.
I tell
It's
people
not.
all the time that
Yeah.
soccer's not built for tall
Listen.
people.
No, but during set pieces and those
Messi, Maradona,
Yeah.
Pelé, all under 5'7".
Yeah, but do
Yeah.
you see like how they have set plays that are kind of like
Yeah,
targeted
yes,
towards?
yeah.
It's things like that, but
Well, the
have to
long
make sure
throwing.
we're-
I
Yes.
mean, it's
So we just have to make sure.
I've always
that
told
we-
people though, like, yeah, there's going to be
organize.
some steps that we have to watch out for, but at the end of the day, games played on the ground mostly,
Right.
and just like I said, everyone do their job.
We
be
do our
aware.
job. We trust each other on the ball, which is
Yeah.
what we've done all season.
Do you have somebody on the team that can replicate the long throw so you can work on it, or do you just
Maybe.
get like one of those
We're
jump
not
guns
gonna.
out?
We're not gonna give it away.
Yeah,
maybe.
no,
we
we
don't.
Maybe.
We don't
You'd
know.
bring in like one of the quarterbacks from around there.
Shoot me through a cannon.
There's one more thing that's coming up here from a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just gonna miss. You're just gonna bypass
Very
that.
professional. That was, yeah.
Should we do that cannon though?
And here comes
That actually
Krista.
sounds like a great idea. Crystal
Yeah.
Dunn Cannon night. Okay, we'll work on that for next year. A lot of people are referencing the fact that because of YouTube, the league is so available worldwide. And obviously, it used to be, if you're not on TV, you're not relevant. Well, now you guys are on TV. Certainly the semifinals, finals, a couple games on FS1. The Portland game did a really good number. It did over 100,000, which for soccer in this country is pretty strong. Do you guys kind of pick up on that high level stuff? It's year 4 of NWSL. It's historic for women's soccer. Do you guys think about that much, even during championship week, kind of where we are and the exposure that you're getting?
I think ever since the World Cup in 2015, I think Fox Sports has done such a tremendous job with us and really helping us just like advertise, promote, and in the media scene. And I think that has given us such a I guess a growth in the sense that in the game and a popularity that now people are wanting to watch, and they're tuning in, they're running home from wherever they're at, and they're sitting on the couch or they're in a restaurant and they're meeting up with friends and family and they're watching the games. And I think that is also propelled from how the media now is really pushing us in this direction. And I think, we embrace it. We don't think about it too much because we feel like we deserve that. We feel like our games should be on TV. I feel like we have so many supporters and so many fans all over the world that also tune into YouTube every single weekend. We get fans and tweets from people overseas that are staying up till 3, 4, 5 in the morning watching us. And I think that is so cool, and we appreciate that so much. But our game should be on TV. People should want to watch.
I mean, if it's like that Portland Western New York game, there's not been a better advertisement.
It was a record for the fans, the attendance. It was 20,000, over 20,000 fans that were there physically in the stadium, and I think that is growing because people are now paying attention, and popularity and the growth of the game is getting better. The quality is also getting better. Yeah.
All right, so let's wrap this up. Just one more question for you, Allie. Leah wants to know, outside of the realms of soccer, as a first-year Penn Stater, what is the best study spot on campus?
Oh my gosh.
Now we'll see how much you actually studied.
I would always go to the IT building.
Leah, the IT building.
And sit in the auditorium, and there's a bunch of rows, and you could stay like so late at night, and I would just go there because you would have a lot of space, you could kind of stretch out, and it was a brand new building at the time, so it was awesome, and I don't know, it was really, really quiet, and everyone kind of kept to themselves. So go to the IT auditorium building, which was really, really nice.
Oh, look at you.
And it was also close to my house, which was like right on.
Yeah, she studied.
I did.
Great study.
Yeah.
Sure. The way she just popped it with her place to study.
I know, that was
you didn't even check your note card.
I would really have.
Wait, let me look up what
Penn
it's called
State.
again.
Okay.
No, but
Guys,
we are.
we could, Penn State, Maryland. Are you going to be pulling for your Nittany Lions?
I mean, what are
Yeah.
we going to do?
We got a lot of Maryland folks in here.
Wow, too bad.
But our director of digital is a Nittany Lion.
Okay, then I'm going to scream we are by the time I
Oh, God.
Well, you know what Maryland's doing this week? The Maryland football team is playing the Penn State fight song in their through the halls of the football building to kind of fire the guys up.
But that's like
we got our first. We are Penn State.
Penn State.
There you go, Leah, the girl that was asking.
Yes, Leah. Get it.
All right, guys, I could talk to you for hours. The internet could talk to you for hours, but we gotta get you on television.
Thank you guys
Crystal,
so much.
Allie, thanks so much.
Alrighty.
Awesome.